She was just 24 years old, a young woman with a bright future ahead of her, living in her dream condo. But on one seemingly ordinary morning, Jennifer Kesse vanished, leaving behind a mystery so chilling it still haunts everyone who hears it. What happened to Jennifer Kesse? And how could someone disappear so completely without a trace? Jennifer Kesse was more than just a name in the headlines. She was a daughter, a sister, a girlfriend, and a friend, a woman filled with ambition, joy, and a love for life. Her sudden disappearance on January 24, 2006 wasn't just shocking, it was unthinkable. That morning, Jennifer didn't show up for work. Her phone went silent. By the evening, her parents, Joyce and Drew Kesse, were frantic. They called, texted, and even reached out to her friends and boyfriend, Rob. But no one had heard from her. The unease turned into alarm when they drove to her Orlando condo. Jennifer's car wasn't in the parking lot. Inside, the apartment was eerily quiet, but her family noticed subtle details that immediately set off alarm bells. The shower had clearly been used, as a damp towel was still hanging on the door. Her makeup and toiletries were scattered across the bathroom counter, almost as if she'd been interrupted while getting ready. The bed was unmade, something completely out of character for Jennifer, who was known for being organized and meticulous. But the most haunting detail of all, her phone and charger were still there. Jennifer, a creature of habit, never left without them. For her family, it was the moment they realized something was terribly, horribly wrong. 2 days later, investigators made a discovery that deepened the mystery. Jennifer's black Chevy Malibu was found abandoned at an apartment complex less than a mile away. At first glance, it looked ordinary, parked neatly in a visitor's spot, but the truth was far from ordinary. Surveillance footage from the parking lot revealed a person exiting Jennifer's car. The grainy black and white video showed them walking away, but every time the camera came close to capturing their face, their features were blocked by a fence post. The footage, though chilling, left more questions than answers. Who was this person? Was this the key to finding Jennifer? And why, after 17 years, has this figure never been identified? Back at her condo, investigators found almost no signs of a struggle. There was no forced entry, no broken glass, no overturned furniture. Nothing to suggest a violent altercation. But that, in itself, was strange. Jennifer wasn't the type to leave her door unlocked, and she was highly aware of her surroundings. If someone had taken her, how had they gotten in without leaving a trace? Jennifer's disappearance sparked a massive search effort. Hundreds of volunteers scoured the streets, woods, and nearby lakes, desperately hoping to find her. Her face was everywhere, on posters, on TV, even on billboards. But as days turned into weeks, hope began to waver. The car, which seemed like it could hold vital clues, only added to the confusion. Forensic tests revealed an unknown DNA sample, but it didn't match anyone in the database. There was no blood, no fingerprints, nothing that could conclusively tie the vehicle to what had happened. But there were witnesses, people who claimed they saw a mysterious figure near the complex where her car was found. Yet their descriptions were vague and inconsistent, leaving investigators with little to go on. For her family, the unanswered questions were agonizing. They pleaded on national television for anyone with information to come forward. Her father, Drew, often described the pain as an unbearable weight, saying, "It's like she was erased from the world. One moment she was here and the next, gone." But even in their darkest moments, the Kesse family refused to give up. They hired private investigators, distributed flyers far beyond Florida, and kept her story alive in the media. They believed, no, they knew, that someone out there had the answers they so desperately sought. Jennifer's case grew colder with time, but it never faded entirely. The surveillance footage, the abandoned car, the eerie stillness of her condo, all of it pointed to a story that was far from over. And while some speculated about foul play, others began to whisper about darker possibilities. Was Jennifer the victim of a random abduction? Or was this something more calculated? Could her case be connected to human trafficking or an organized crime ring? Whatever the truth may be, Jennifer's story is a reminder of how fragile safety can be. One moment, everything is normal, and the next, your world is shattered. But this is just the beginning of Jennifer's story. In the next part, we'll uncover the chilling theories that have emerged over the years and explore the trail of clues that may finally bring answers to the Kesse family. So if you're as determined as we are to uncover the truth, make sure to subscribe and join us for the next chapter of this haunting mystery. When a young woman like Jennifer Kesse disappears, it's easy to believe the answers will surface quickly. But as the days turned into weeks and the weeks into years, her case only became more tangled, wrapped in theories, strange coincidences, and haunting possibilities. While Jennifer's family worked tirelessly to keep her story alive, investigators began piecing together a timeline of her last known movements. It was a timeline full of uncertainty, but also a few chilling details that continue to spark debate to this day. Jennifer was last heard from on the night of January 23, 2006. She spoke to her boyfriend, Rob, over the phone at around 10:00 p.m. The couple had just returned from a trip to St. Croix, and by all accounts, Jennifer was in good spirits. But there was one strange detail about their conversation. Jennifer mentioned that she felt uneasy at her condo complex. She told Rob that the workers, construction crews who were renovating units nearby, often stared at her, making her feel uncomfortable. The next morning, she was supposed to drive to work, just like she did every day. But Jennifer never made it there. What happened during those critical early hours of January 24th? Some believe Jennifer was abducted while leaving for work. Her parking spot, located just steps from her condo, would have been a perfect opportunity for someone to catch her off guard. The fact that her car was later found less than a mile away only deepens this theory. Others speculate that someone gained access to her condo before she left. Perhaps it was one of the construction workers she had expressed concern about. But then there's the footage, the haunting, grainy video of the unidentified person leaving her car at the Huntington on the Green apartment complex. Who was this figure? And why were they driving Jennifer's car? Investigators initially hoped the video would break the case wide open, but it didn't. Despite enhanced analysis and countless hours spent studying the footage, the person's identity remains a mystery. And then the theories began to swirl. Some pointed to the construction workers. At the time, many of the laborers were undocumented and couldn't be thoroughly investigated. The idea that someone from the site might have been involved is a theory that has stuck with Jennifer's family. But others believe Jennifer's disappearance wasn't random. Jennifer was successful, beautiful, and independent. She had just been promoted at work and was living alone for the first time. Could someone have been watching her, stalking her? The fact that she felt uneasy in her own home suggests she may have sensed something was wrong. And then there's the possibility of human trafficking. Orlando, a major tourist destination, has long been a hotspot for such activity. Could Jennifer have been targeted by a ring operating in the area? Her family, desperate for answers, left no stone unturned. They hired private investigators who uncovered troubling patterns. Among them was the suggestion that Jennifer's car may have been cleaned before it was abandoned. This detail, though unconfirmed, adds an eerie layer to the case, raising questions about whether someone deliberately removed evidence. But if this was a planned abduction, why? Why Jennifer? One theory, though controversial, involves someone she may have known, a co-worker or acquaintance who became obsessed with her. Investigators found no evidence of a stalker, but her family insists there was something about her life at the time, something that hasn't yet come to light. And then there's the question of the phantom figure. The person in the surveillance footage walked away as if nothing had happened, completely calm and composed. Was this someone with experience in hiding their tracks? Or was it just a random thief, unaware of the storm they were about to unleash? By abandoning Jennifer's car, for the Kesse family, these theories aren't just speculation. They're lifelines. Each one represents a possible answer, a potential lead that could bring them closer to Jennifer. Her father, Drew, has said time and time again, "We just need one break, one small piece of information that connects the dots. Someone out there knows what happened to Jennifer, and we won't stop until we find them." But the truth has remained elusive. Jennifer's case, though officially labeled a missing person investigation, has all the hallmarks of something far darker. The lack of evidence, the conflicting theories, the haunting footage of a person walking, a way into the unknown. Pause for emotional impact, and yet even in the face of silence, her family continues to fight. They've pushed for new technologies, including advanced forensic analysis and artificial intelligence, to comb through old evidence. They've called for witnesses to come forward, even anonymously, hoping that time will loosen lips that have stayed sealed for too long. What haunts this case isn't just the absence of answers, it's the presence of so many possibilities. Could Jennifer still be alive? Or is the truth more devastating than anyone can imagine? This is the reality of unsolved mysteries. They're not just puzzles to be solved. They're wounds that never heal, lives forever changed by the unknown. But there's more to this story. In the final section, we'll explore the latest developments in Jennifer's case, including breakthroughs in forensic technology, new leads, and the emotional toll this journey has taken on her family. We'll also dive deeper into the theories and rumors that refuse to fade, uncovering the heartbreaking possibilities behind her disappearance. So, if you're ready to continue this journey with us, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Together, we can shine a light on Jennifer's case and keep her story alive.